This pallet is my entire home gym flooring, and they say it installs in just 10 minutes. No glue, no tape, and no heavy lifting.
The No Fade channel. Checking in, Jonathan here, and today I'm going to be installing an entire garage gym floor with supposedly the easiest and quickest home gym flooring to install. And I'm going to take you through the entire process, ordering, delivery, and of course, installation. And finally, I'm going to explain to you why I ended up choosing Living Fit's American-made interlocking rubber flooring over all the other options. Your Living Fit flooring will arrive shrink-wrapped to perfection on a pallet just like this. No hassle, no fuss, looking sharp and smelling clean. I want to know from you, comment down below, if you could have any flooring in your home gym right now, which would you choose? This interlocking rubber flooring couldn't be easier to install. You line up these grooves and you just pat it down with a rubber mallet. You can use your hand, but if you've got a lot of these to put down, a rubber mallet's going to be faster and save you from getting carpal tunnel syndrome. When you are up close and personal and your face is down really close to the tile, you're going to notice those seams. But as soon as you back up a foot or two, they're really going to just disappear. Now, when placing these tiles in a corner, if you want them to be really nice and have that pristine look, you can cut off the edges that are going to be up against the wall. You are going to need a straight edge in order to make sure that your cuts are straight, a sharp razor blade, and I find that putting a piece of wood underneath what you're cutting is going to make it a lot easier. Also, don't go super hard. You don't want to press down ultra hard. You want to make even strokes, and these things are going to cut fairly quickly, a lot quicker than the horse stall counterparts. And the thinner you go in terms of ordering, the easier it's going to be in terms of cutting through that rubber. Now for me, I'm not going to bother to cut any of these. Yep, I'm just going to put them up against the wall and go from there. I don't think that the edging is actually going to be noticeable once everything's in and once all the equipment is on top of it. And what's more important is when I move, I want to be able to take this flooring with me because it's quick and easy and light. And I don't want to have to worry when I place it again if I've got too many straight edges that I've cut off or whatnot. I want to be able to just take this and go and then place it in my next home gym. In terms of your starting location when placing all of these, I prefer just starting in the corner and working my way from there. I will tell you to remember, because these are rubber, they're going to expand and contract. Currently, as you can see, it's the middle of winter time, so it is pretty cold on a consistent basis here in the garage, and in the summertime it will get fairly warm. So I am going to leave a gap between the wall to allow for expansion. This is a 1/2 inch piece, so I'm going to leave about a 1/2 inch gap between these and the wall, just to be on the safe side. If you've got a smaller one, so say you go with 3/8 of an inch, you can leave a smaller gap. And if you go with the larger one, you get the idea.
Job's done.
YouTube informs me that 97% of you just aren't strong enough to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, prove YouTube wrong, and don't forget to check out the links in the description. They, of course, help out the channel, but it's not a one-way street. When you use those links, you let Big Papa Pump know so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation. Now, there are tons of home gym flooring options out there. The reason I went with Living Fit's rubber interlocking floor tiles was because they are so much easier to move around and install, especially compared to horse stall mats. I mean, you can put these down and not give yourself a hernia. And on top of that, if you do want to pick these up and clean underneath them, it's not that big of a deal. It's not going to break your back. And of course, you can take them with you quite easily because they stack in 2x2 sections. On top of that, you don't need any messy glue, any tape, or any interlocking connectors underneath. You just put them down, tamp them down, and move along. Plus, these Living Fit tiles are so much easier to cut through. If you have ever had to go through the arduous process of cutting through a 3/4 inch horse stall mat, you know how long it takes and how difficult it can be. Something like this was very, very easy. And keep in mind, I had the 1/2 inch floor tiles. If you were to get the thinner ones, they'd be even easier to trim. Even if you have to trim around support poles or stairs, the reality of having it be much easier is going to make the process so much smoother and so much more forgiving. And these bad boys are slip resistant, which at my old age is nice. I don't want to fall and break a hip. It is nice to have something that's going to give you some traction on your feet when you are exercising or just walking back and forth. If that wasn't enough reasons, these floor tiles from Living Fit, made in America. That's right, if you listen closely, you can hear eagles screaming. And it's nice when you make a purchase that's made in America. You know you're supporting American industry, American workers, and it's just one of those things that just makes you feel better. Now, Henry Ford is famously known for saying you can have any color you want, as long as it's black. And Living Fit doesn't hold true to that methodology. They have options for days. You can pick all black floor tiles, but they've got a list of colors that you can choose from with little flecks in them. I went with the red because I think it just pops. It looks really good, especially with the wall control, but they've got tons of colors, even orange. Now, let's talk about thickness. Most companies will have one thickness that you can choose from, not Living Fit. You can go all the way up to like 3/4 of an inch or all the way down to like 1/4 of an inch. And the truth be told, you don't need a huge, thick floor to protect your equipment or to protect your floor. Just having a little bit of rubber goes a long way in terms of protection, and it'll save you more money. The thinner it is, the cheaper it is, and the thicker it is, the more expensive. Now, I did go with the 1/2 inch. I thought that was kind of like the sweet spot of protection to cost, but ultimately, looking at it, how thick it is in my home gym now, I probably could have gone to 3/8 of an inch and not noticed any difference. And now it's time. It is time for my final thoughts when it comes to the Living Fit American-made interlocking rubber flooring. And it was not 10 minutes to assemble this. It did take a little bit longer, but in part because of the size of my home gym. But the process was easy. It was quick in terms of the actual scope, and the difficulty level was like a 1 out of 10. I mean, literally 2 + 2 = 4. If you're building out a home gym and you're considering home gym flooring, definitely take a pause. Most of the discussion boards are going to push you towards horse stall mats, and there's so many more options out there that you got to do your research. The American-made Living Fit interlocking rubber tiles give you the ability to pick the color, the thickness, and of course they're going to last a lifetime. So before you deal with glue and tape and maybe even giving yourself that hernia from those horse stall mats, give Living Fit a chance. Check them out. I'll put the links in the description so you can see how much your home gym floor would run you. Now, 2 things that aren't going to run you anything: these 2 videos. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.